A good job decorating.
Good.
Yeah. It's November 25th, 2024, and I'm with Mr. John Jeckovich, and we're reading his book, Their Mother's Sons, that he wrote over 30 years ago. It takes him from his age 11 to past his retirement age, and includes his engagement to Delphine, taking care of his mother, Anna Targus Jeckovich, is being drafted into World War II in Paris in a hospital for 3 months. It also includes Mr. Jeckovich in the Battle of the Bulge, frontline infantry, and also breaking down the fences and locks with other GIs of the prisoner of war camps towards the end. Then after that, Mr. Jeckovich started working at Kimberly-Clark. He lasted there for 35 years. Shift work, right?
Yeah, shift work.
You didn't like shift work?
No, I like work at all.
No. And then Mr. Jeckovich, during the time of working at Kimberly-Clark, was like his father. He worked very hard with numerous jobs. He also had a duplex giant wash, self-serve laundromat. He did wallpaper, electrical work, plumbing work, and he also did snow plowing.
Snow plowing, yeah.
Out of all those, which one did you like the best?
Huh?
Out of all those different jobs you had, which one did you like the
I like the
best?
snow plowing.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You had a lot of good customers?
Huh?
You had a lot of good customers?
Yeah.
That's good. So before I open up the book, Mr. Jeckovich, I'll need your dog tag number.
420965.
That's the code, by the way, to open up the laptop to start reading. We're on chapter 21 today, and that's titled Back Upstairs in Christmas. Back
Boy,
upstairs.
that's pretty timely, huh?
Yeah, back upstairs in Christmas. Wow. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich was his division was affectionately called the Diaper Division. Why was that?
Oh, they're all young kids.
All teenagers right out of high school, and some.
That's what 33. They're combat age.
Yeah, the code is 33, and that's being a teenager, and that's the actually fighting age. Because once you get to past 25 and beyond, many people think you're in this great shape, but you just don't have an energy of an 18 or 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Correct? You just don't have it. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto: "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today's a gift." I heard you had a very special guest today. Amber?
Amber come over,
She
yeah.
likes to visit you on her way
Yeah.
to church. She spends 3 to 4 hours working, talking with you,
Yeah.
and you guys get along.
Took her supper and that.
Yeah, you guys get along with 2 peas in a pod. Like, they call Mr. Jeckovich's generation the greatest generation ever. But after seeing Amber, a young girl in her 20s, it's very refreshing to see a youngster like this. She's a full-time Catholic she's a full-time missionary, and she's almost all the time has her Bible in her hand, and she loves to surf. She's been surfing since she was 10 years old, and she lives right on the ocean. She can roll out of bed and be surfing every day, but I guess that's not good enough for Amber. She has surfed all around the world, just came back from 3 months in California surfing, and now we'll be missing her. She's going to Hawaii for a month to surf, Martinique, and then she's going to go 2 months in Australia. Because keep in mind, when we're having our winters here in the States in January and February, Australia is having their summers. Yeah. And the waves are great. The waves are great. I always joke with Amber, and I say, when I grow up, even though Amber's in her 20s, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. She's got a beautiful life and full-time missionary, and she's got it down. She's very logical. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and always preaching the word of the Lord to whoever will listen. She spent many months, 6 months ago in Mexico, talking to the youngsters and unwed mothers in Mexico, so she does a lot of good. She's always on the go. A wonderful example, and very, very refreshing to see a youngster during this generation doing such kind things. She'll never have a cross word for anybody. It's only good, and she lights up every room she walks into. So it's nice to have her here visiting you for the last couple months.
Yeah.
And when she goes surfing in Australia, you're probably going to miss her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she'll probably miss her. But anyways, I'll read the book, chapter 21. We're on page 631, back upstairs at Christmas. Do you want to read a few pages, or you want me to?
No, go ahead. This is pretty timely, huh?
Yeah, you want me to read? Yeah, perfect time.
Yeah.
Christmas is around the corner. And back upstairs at Christmas.
24.
She seemed pleased but offered no suggestion or comments. I knew the big question was where to live was the uppermost in her mind. I thought Mother would say something regarding it, but she was silent and non-committal. During the week of midnights, I wrote to some of the places I had mentioned at Delphine, having found them in the travel section of the Sunday New York Times. Some of them, which I can recall, were Strickland's Mountains Lodge, Mount Airy. Is that Mount Airy, North Carolina?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Mount Airy, North Carolina. Mount Airy, North Carolina has an interesting history. The movie done by Andy Griffith show in the late 50s, early 60s, called Andy Griffith Mayberry RFD, is a fictional name of Mayberry. Mayberry doesn't exist, but it's based on Mount Airy. That's where Andy Griffith grew up. So that's interesting. I didn't know Mount Airy, though, had a Strickland's Mountain Lodge. Must have been nice. But to this date, if anyone would go to Mount Airy, in the downtown section, every store is related to the Andy Griffith Mayberry movie, including Floyd's Barbershop. And to give you an idea how much government is in our lives, oh, so much government in our lives. Floyd's Barbershop, which is on the movie of Andy Griffith, is right in downtown Mount Airy, and they have like little notes and trivial notes and dollar bills tacked into the walls from customers coming to leave a nice momentum of their visit. Well, here we go. Big bad government, code enforcement, came by and told the Floyd's Barbershop, you must remove every piece of paper thumbtacked into that wall. So they're in every part of your life, even a small thing like this. It's
they get after.
It's unbelievable. I always tell everybody, trust the government, ask any Indian. Look what they did to the Indians. They even tried to kill all their buffaloes so the guys couldn't eat. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, here we go. I called Delphine that Wednesday instead of Tuesday, having gone in early Tuesday for a 12-hour shift. Did you work many 12-hour shifts?
Yeah.
Wow. She was enthusiastically related to me the information she found regarding the catering and the photographs, even to a point of locating and talking to the parish priest to the date for the wedding ceremony. She had set a tentative date for the ceremony for February 23rd, which was set a time for a period of events. So the photographs you're talking about are the wedding photographs.
February.
Yeah, wedding photographs. Well, any younger people looking to get married, let me tell you a little thing about wedding photographs that might save you a little bit of money. And this is how it goes, 100% the way it goes. You get all your very expensive wedding photographs done, put them up on your fireplace mantle, put them on the walls. You put them everything during that honeymoon phase. And then as soon as that first baby comes along, all your wedding photographs go in the closet and all the baby pictures are put up. So don't spend a lot of money on wedding photographs. So the baby pictures go up, your wedding pictures go in the closet. And in most cases, in most cases, they stay in the closet, they don't come out. But when you clean the closet 10 years from now, you'll see the wedding picture and you go, holy cow, I look good back then. Holy cow, I look good back then. What the hell happened?
Yeah, what happened, yeah.
Many of these guys go bald and they get fat and everything else, but then they look at that wedding picture 10 years old, it's like a completely different person. So don't spend a lot of money on wedding pictures. They'll always end up in the closet because the baby pictures will take precedence. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
You know, what the hell happened to me? Let's see where I am. Her enthusiasm had spilled over to me. For the first time, I felt I was doing something positive with my life. I owed it all to Delphine. I had come a long way from fumbling in that youth of the years gone by, and had reached a degree of maturity in a rather simple route. We talked a little longer and then said goodbye. She whispered, I loved you before we hung up, which sent an almost sarcastic, omnipotent sensation throughout me. I had attained what I so long desired, a loving person to share my life, which one I could in love return. So how did it work out? How many years were you married?
69.
There you go. 69 long and wonderful years. It worked out just fine. It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. Okay. My life began to take on a new meaning and relevance. I inquired a reason for my existence, and I was enthralled by its ramifications. I had reached the nadir of existence before meeting Delphine, and now was all behind me, with only promising future before us. It all felt wonderful until I entered the world where the means for a promising future would be supported. The heavy droning of the huge paper machines and the smell of sulfite and white pulp would bring back all the misgivings and doubts about myself and capabilities. So you're describing the work conditions.
Yeah.
17.
Why don't you describe them to me? Like, what is it like in Kimberly-Clark?
Well, it was hot. The dryers were there to dry the paper up. It was hotter there. Summer was worse.
And then what about the smell?
Well, the smell of the sulfite and the bleach in the beta room.
Yeah,
That all left into the machine room.
yeah. Just a side note, now we're speaking of Kimberly-Clark, we should title this podcast as Shame on Kimberly-Clark. Mr. Jeckovich worked at Kimberly-Clark 35 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever miss a day?
Nope.
Never miss a day. And then towards the retirement time of Mr. Jeckovich, Kimberly-Clark pulled a real shady move. They switched over the ownership to a Canadian company, and then the Canadian company filed bankruptcy. And later, all the World War II vets that put in 30 and 40 years were all shafted out of their retirement benefits.
Oh, yeah. Never got it.
So Kimberly-Clark's moves, I believe, were legal, but they're shady and they weren't humane. So to this date, we will never buy Kimberly-Clark products. What kind of products do they have?
Kleenex, Kotex,
Toilet paper?
toilet paper.
What else?
Napkins.
So this date, we'll never buy Kimberly-Clark products. And on some of my properties, I've instructed the employees never to buy Kimberly-Clark products for the bathrooms or the kitchens. And sometimes I might make a surprise visit, seeing how the businesses are running. And I occasionally, not often, occasionally I'll find a Kimberly-Clark product and I'll throw it right in the trash and go out and get a different brand or whatever that might be. And some days when I go there, if I'm feeling a little bit feisty, I'll take that Kimberly-Clark product and I'll take it to the back parking lot of mine and I'll piss on it, which is rightfully so. Yeah, and I remember one guy we had named Mel. I don't remember the prick's last name, but it was named Mel. He sent in a comment from San Francisco. Mel should stay in San Francisco. He was saying I was being a little bit harsh on Kimberly Clark. Mel, you don't know jack shit about life. If you work someplace for 35 years and you were shafted out of your pension, you look at it a little bit differently. But if you're living in San Francisco, Mel is probably a 30-year-old punk living in the basement of his mother's house. That's Mel. So I'll instruct Mel then and now never to contact this podcast or our cell phones or our text messages again, because you don't know jack shit about life, Mel. Being shafted at working 35 years at a factory and not getting your pension is, in my opinion, a mortal sin. So we'll move on. No more Mels. I don't like asswipes from San Francisco anyways. They can stay home the whole... Yeah, never mind. Okay, let's see where I left off. Let's see. She whispered, "I love you," before she hung up the phone. It felt wonderful until I entered the world where there are means for a promising future who support it. The heavy droning, so it's really loud in Kimberly Clark, right?
Yeah.
Of the huge paper machines and the smell of sulfite and wet pulp would bring back all the misgivings and doubts about myself and my capabilities. Here in this environment, I felt inept, incapable of achieving something beyond the scope of endeavor. Entering into this warehouse with its gigantic paper rolls stacked everywhere. How big were the paper rolls?
They were probably 60 feet in diameter.
No kidding.
And they had big crates pick them up.
I would imagine. How much would they weigh?
Probably a couple ton.
No kidding. And then after the cranes picked them up, what would they do with them from there?
Then they ship it to all over the country.
And what was some of the magazines that used it?
Look, Pick, Fortune magazine, the Wall Street Journal, they used the newspaper on them. And they had sewing, home economics, homemakers.
So most of those are glossy magazines.
Well, I had color on both sides.
Wow. And how many of those rolls would Kimberly Clark make a day?
Rolls?
Yeah.
It was running 24 hours a day. It's probably make a large roll in about an hour and a half.
No kidding.
It comes from the beta room, comes out to the wire on the machine room, runs through the wire, pick it up and throw it in the dryers dries. The whole thing is about a mile long.
No kidding. And you primarily worked on a dryer, right?
What?
You primarily worked on a dryer, right?
A dryer?
What did you work on?
Kimberly?
Yeah.
I was in the machine room.
I said, what did that do?
That was the critical juncture for everything. Everything came through the machine room.
Your neighbor, did he work alongside you?
No, I worked in the calendar room.
What the hell's a calendar room?
Calendar room takes that paper and presses it down so you can get some color on both sides without leaking into one another.
Is that a hard job?
Well, he just sits there. He's got a calendar room. He's got a cooler in there.
And what's the beater room?
Beater room is where they make the pulp and the sulfite and stuff. It's the mix that they put in the paper, put it on the wire.
Could you imagine, long before you were born, that factory Kimberly Clark was going?
Yeah, it was going.
And now it's still going.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Well, there's a big demand for it.
Yeah, but imagine that. It's kind of like the falls itself. Niagara Falls is still roaring.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. But another fact, Mr. Jeckovich, of 35 years of employed by Kimberly Clark, the tires of his car never made it to the parking lot.
No.
You walked.
Walk.
Just that snowstorm once.
How about the snowstorm?
Walk.
How about a rain blizzard?
Get an umbrella.
Didn't you one time volunteer with your big international 4x4 truck during the blizzard of 1977?
Yeah, take the people back and forth on shifts, yeah.
To pick people up?
Yeah. Take
That
them
was
all.
a blizzard of 100 years. And tell us what that blizzard, how bad it was.
Well, it tied everything up. Snow was all over. The streets were clogged up with snow. everything shut down.
And so you volunteered to go to wherever the workers might be to try to bring them to work.
Well, the workers were on different shifts.
Because the factory couldn't close down no matter what.
No, that wouldn't
It'd be
close
too
down.
hard to start up.
No. So I would take them home. I would pick them up at the factory. That was an late shift. Take them home and bring the guy coming that night, coming in on the day shift.
And that was during the blizzard of 1977.
Yeah.
Could you describe what you seen? How big were the snowbanks?
How big?
How big were the snowbanks?
Snowbanks were all right if they kept it plowed.
I see.
There's a furrow on each side, and people are complaining it gets on your garage side, gets on this side.
Oh, I
gets on
see.
your
And you were
driveway.
plowing too, right?
Huh?
You were also plowing.
Yeah, I was plowing, yeah.
And you plowed a little bit of everything, didn't you?
Well, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, cleaned the alley out, and by noon, that alley was dry completely.
So you did the alley as a public service,
Yeah.
and the people must have been very happy.
Well, I took the alley, go all the way out of the block.
And was your truck gas or diesel?
Gas.
Was it powerful?
Oh, it was a good four-wheel drive.
So you never got stuck?
Well, you can get stuck with four-wheel drive because you get four wheels stuck then.
Did you have chains on your truck?
I had chains, but I used them once, yeah. I used them when we went to Poconos.
Okay.
I put the chains on, I drove 5 miles, took the chains off because it's all dry after that.
Okay. So your truck, sometimes you would have to have chains, but how about in the back of the pickup bed? Did you have to load that with something very heavy to give it more traction?
No, not necessarily,
Did you have to
no.
load up with sandbags?
No, I didn't put nothing on. I used to load it up with stone and everything else.
So
But I
back
mean,
then,
we use it at home.
so back then the truck was four-wheel drive. Today you press a button and you're in four-wheel drive. How was it then?
And I'd go outside and turn the wheel in, every wheel.
Turn the
full
hubs.
wheel, yeah. Turn the hub in.
Yeah. And was that truck manual or automatic?
The manual
On the floor?
on the floor, yeah.
Wow, that must have been very powerful.
It was a good truck,
And you had a big yellow Myers plow on it,
yeah.
and that thing was worth its weight in gold.
Oh, yeah.
So you plowed the alley, you plowed apartment buildings,
Funeral homes.
funeral homes. What else did you plow?
I plowed private homes too.
Car washes,
Huh?
Pete's Texaco.
Yeah. All the places that were tied up with snow, they called me and told me, can you plow me a path out?
What was the logo on your business card?
What am I, for plowing?
Yeah, did you have a white business card that said JK Snow Plowing?
Yeah.
Was it like, if you're stuck, call us?
No, it said, when it snowed, we'll be there, or something like that,
So it
yeah.
was a nice business card.
Yeah.
And you still have a lot of those business cards now?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd ever be snow plowing again?
You know, me?
Yeah.
No.
You love doing it.
Oh, yeah, well, I used to take Tom with me, little Tom with me.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then when we go to some of these places where there were, it was a development, when they see the truck coming in with the plow on, they all run out. I told them, get back in the house, we'll do it by numbers. I want all these cars out here and I can't plow.
That's fun. Did they listen to you?
Oh yeah, but they're like, how can I plow with all the cars out there?
Couldn't do it.
No, I said, just stay where you are and I'll plow it all, but I gotta do it systematically.
And it worked out fine.
Yeah.
Minutes, please. So, what did you use the truck for in the summer?
What?
What did you use that big truck for in the summer?
In the summer?
5.5.
Yeah.
Well, when I did work, I put a spark on the front end Porsche or something, and I had to put the cement blocks down in there. So I got the cement from Empire, mixed it up and put it in there, and I used the truck.
No kidding. So that truck you did a lot of good work with.
Oh yeah.
How many miles did you put on it?
I think that we had 165,000 miles on it. But I told David, take this truck and drive it to down here. But what he did, he sold the damn truck.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I said, why'd you sell the truck? He said, well, it's better than going down there.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. And how about the Green Hornet? How was the Green Hornet you had?
Green, yeah, Delphine, that was Delphine's favorite.
Was that a good driving international?
Yeah.
What made you get internationals, by the way?
That's the best known truck.
Oh, so that's you did your research.
Yeah. It was better than the Ford.
And did they have dual gas tanks on them?
It had dual tanks on one on each side. Just turn the button on the dash.
I see. And was it easy to operate?
It was easy to fix too. There were all the gadgets in the hood.
Yeah, there was no pollution devices, no computers.
Yeah, they're all simple and all rugged.
Yeah. So it was a real simple one to operate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a good truck.
Did you put all the marker lights on top, or did they come like that?
No, they came on 4 lights across the top hood. Yeah.
Those are nice.
Yeah, those are nice.
You could see it coming for half a mile.
Yeah.
Did Delphine ever drive that truck?
No. She was afraid of it.
She afraid of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you build a special carport to put the truck in?
I put it in between the houses. That's where that fetus got me into trouble.
Why? How'd you get in trouble?
I put a enclosure in the back. I didn't close it up, but I put a roof over it so I could get the truck in there where I get it all full of snow.
Yeah.
Well, she called the city up and said he's 1.5 inches into my property.
Oh no. Then what happened?
Well, we had a meeting at City Hall, and he said, "What are you doing down there?" I said, "Well, 1/2 inch isn't going to bother her."
So, the story gets even better when your next door neighbor asked you to give her a ride to the meeting.
Yeah, because it was affecting me.
But she didn't tell you she was.
No, she says that somebody else turns you in.
And then she found out there.
Yeah, I found out later. Yeah, she two-timed me. Yeah.
Stuck you in the back, smiling face.
She said, "John, will you take me down to the meeting tonight? I'm just interested to see what they were saying, how they got you in this trouble." And she's the one that got me in trouble.
Yeah. Smiling faces, I'll tell you. Her name was Phoenix, wasn't she?
Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. So how'd that meeting turn out?
Huh?
How'd that meeting turn out? What happened at the meeting?
Well, they say you're not doing anything wrong. I say you're doing a service for the city. You're doing a lot of. I understand you're doing a lot of plowing for the streets and plowing for the alleys and that. You're helping us out all the time. Why should we condemn you?
Besides, what's 1/2 inch?
Yeah.
In fact, you'd have to get surveyors even to see if that's legitimate.
Yeah.
It could be nothing.
Yeah. I got that alley cleaner. There's no ruts in the alley or nothing.
Yeah, you did them a public service. You never charged one of them, did you?
Martha gave me $5.
Well, that was the kindness of her heart. She thought in her mind that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
She thought in her mind she was a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Minute 30.
Because she was a decent person.
Yeah.
How was her husband?
Belinsky?
No
He had a
good.
Polack accent. He thought he was so smart.
He did?
Yeah.
Why? How do you know that?
Egotistical, yeah. He worked at the calendar room.
Is that like supposed to be a prestigious position?
Huh? No, calendar room?
Yeah.
No, he was the end of the making the paper. He was the end. He just calendared. He sat there on his dumb ass and take going to the calendar room.
He sat there in his dumbass.
All the work and all the mechanics was done in the machine room.
Where you were?
Yeah, where I worked, yeah.
Wow. Was he in World War II also?
Yeah, I think he was in there. I don't know where he was.
Was he on the front line?
I don't know what the hell he was. I don't know.
Probably not.
I never talked to him that much.
Wow. But then you said he must have liked you because he moved his locker next to
Yeah,
you.
and then he was up on the first floor. I was on the first floor. He was on the second floor. And then when you showered the ship. The whole ship was showered together. Well, he come down. I said, "What the hell is he coming down here?" And then pissed me off. He's next to my locker.
Oh, no.
Take his shoes off and then shake his socks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Blowing sweat everywhere.
Yeah. How you doing with this Polack accent? Get in the shower room. Didn't think nothing of it. I mean, I wouldn't have done that. If I was in this
course
position, I'd
not.
stayed up where I was.
Of course
There was
not.
nobody upstairs